G'day guys, welcome to Scotch Down Under. I'm Ken.
I'm the cue ball.
And this is AnCnoc.
Knock dude on it.
Knock Do. So we're going to go to the Knock Do distillery and have another look at one of the AnCnocs. So this one is the 2007 limited edition.
Oh, that's the magic words. Limited edition.
Limited.
I've been looking at that one for a while.
Yes. So.
I'm very excited to try it.
So this one was a part of the Whisky Club, and it is distilled in 2007 and bottled in 2020, so it's a 13-year-old.
Oh, that's an odd number.
It is. Very strange.
They're going
And-
after Kragalaki.
Probably are. Yeah, because they do the whole thing. It's non-chill filtered, natural colour, 46% ABV, tick, 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 tick.
All the good stuff.
Yep. And have a look at the history of AnCnoc and the Knock Do distillery. Look up here at our 12-year-old. Yep, that one.
I feel like you guys are going to be disappointed.
What's that?
It's a flat box.
Mate, there's some texture on that cardboard.
Oh, yeah.
And no, and that's embossed in.
And it's shiny.
Oh,
And
it's not. It isn't. I wouldn't say that's embossed in. They've just used a different material and had to sink it in a tiny bit, which is embossing.
Let me live out my dreams, Scott.
Yes. This one isn't. This one is. But you feel that. This is the 12.
The thing is, I
Nothing?
really like
Yeah.
the presentation on these.
Oh,
Not just
they-
because they've got, it's not just a splash of colour, it's a metallic colour.
Yeah, they've
So
done the
it's
copper
shiny and
stills.
it's pretty and it's
Yep. This reminds me of peppermint. This really shiny
Intriguing.
green
It is a very peppermint.
colour.
it's a mint metallic
bling, bling,
mint
bling.
green.
It
It's pretty.
reminds
is
me
very
of a candy
pretty.
cane.
Can we open it yet?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So I was just going to say, compared to 12 and this 13-year-old, they are very similar, except for that green tinge, except for the copper.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And the bowl is pretty much the same.
The big C
Got the
on
big
top.
C.
very
light
light.
colour.
Yeah.
Very pale gold.
Yep.
Is it gonna cloud?
It's got the green on there. Now, having seen some reviews of people talking about this after the Whisky Club bought it out,
Don't ruin my expectations of this.
there's been some mixed reviews.
Oh no!
So that's why I'm interested to try this completely fresh bottle, not being opened at all, never tasted it, to see what we think of it.
Well,
Because we like AnCnoc.
yeah, it's my favourite distillery at the current moment.
As a result, this dram may develop a light haze with the addition of water or if kept at a cold temperature.
Yeah.
In case anyone's wondering, the
Nice.
reason why I'm holding it like this is because they have tasting notes on the back and I don't want to read them before I get into it. So yeah, 46%, non-chill filtered,
See, I have a
natural
perfect,
colour.
a perfect way to get around that. Just forget your glasses.
Can't even
Yeah, but then, if you forget your glasses, and I forget my glasses, we have to rely on him.
And I'm half blind.
And his eyesight isn't great either, so
No.
he could be telling us anything.
But
Yeah,
I
I could do that too.
no, I can actually read that.
I could smell it. I could taste it. Has.
I mean,
it's
I can read it, but I've kind of got to do this a bit.
Oh, okay. I can read it, but like we've said before in past episodes, I never read this shit at the back.
Yeah, because you guys go back. I have to bring it forward.
Yeah.
Some whiskey ASMR there.
Yeah, but as I said, I
Yep.
do genuinely try and avoid tasting
Tasting
notes and stuff.
Because it definitely leads your hand. If you're expecting something to be in it, then you'll try your hardest to find that and ignore other possibilities that are in the dram.
Well, as we said in our how to drink / taste whiskey episode, you know, it's like even nice.
It's my
Even discussing between ourselves, it's sort of like, you know, someone says I'm getting this, and you suddenly go back into it, and it's like
Suggestion.
you go hunting for it. Yes,
Yeah.
there is that power of suggestion. So I try to avoid it.
you cheater! All right, we're all
Alright, well, I just want to say, this is like you've been on the night on the liquids, and you've actually drunk quite a bit of water, so it's not too yellow.
Stop comparing it to urine.
Well, you're hungover.
Yeah, but I drank that much last night. My urine's completely clear.
That's what I mean. You've had a good drink.
My body thinks it's hydrated. My brain does not.
Ooh,
But it is very clear.
that's a nice nose.
Ooh.
I just burnt my eyes.
Got a little bit of that ABV coming in there.
Yeah, the ABV hit my eyelids.
This reminds me of a fruit orchard with flowers down the bottom.
Yeah, those floral sweet notes, but there's also fruit notes there as well.
Yep.
But it's light, it's fresh.
Yeah, a little bit of honey.
Honey,
I'll say it's
floral,
tasty and a bit-
citrusy.
A mixture
Sweet.
of flowering fruit and fresh fruit and flowers and...
And it's for me, it's masking the oak. I'm not really getting any oak.
I am happy.
But that's a really, really pleasant nose.
It is.
Well, thank you. I grew it myself.
Are you going to do this every time now?
Yeah, he's going to do the water thing and the nose thing.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Cheers, me
It's
boys.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's that
Cheers, me
slight
boys.
Cheers,
smell,
lads.
Kind of smell.
A lot of that nose is carrying through. Especially that I want to say candied citrus.
I'm thinking like the sugary dry stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Like orange and apricot.
And like a sweet lemon.
A candied lemon.
Like there's lemon drops.
But not
It's like sugar.
Not as strong. Yeah.
More sweet.
Like the boiled ones.
like the.
I was thinking more like along the lines of that candied ginger that we had, but with
Ooh,
lemon.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. There's that natural sort of. There's that little bit of zest
Yeah.
that sort of hints at lemon, but there's none of the sourness. It's just, but it's a lovely sweet note.
I'm so hungry now.
We always end up talking about food.
I know. I hate it.
Well, honey, candy. Of course, we're gonna feel peckish.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking about steaks.
No butcher shop in this one.
No butcher shop.
Stand by. It was the smell of a butcher shop.
I totally agree with it, wasn't it?
I like it,
You like it?
but I'm not getting much off it.
I'm finding it a little thin. It is still very
Yeah.
light, floral, sweet, but it is kind of thin. There's not that richness of an oak.
I hate to say it, but the nose is more appealing than the palate.
Yeah.
Yep, you hit it on the head there.
Why have you done this to me?
I mean,
I
would-
liked everything they'd done.
Well, a lot of people, that's what the mixed reviews, a lot of people said this was meh.
if there was more.
And this, oh, by the way, this
On the
is
palate.
first fill American casks.
Oh.
So you'd expect a lot more
Char?
oak and vanilla. I don't know about the charring
Obviously-
level.
Well, hang on. Are they using fresh American oak or are they using ex-bourbon?
No, it's first fill.
First fill.
Yeah,
So
virgin
fresh
barrels.
oak.
No, not virgin. First fill.
What the fuck is the difference?
Virgin hasn't had anything in it before, and
Yeah.
you've poured your whiskey into it.
First fill is when it's...
Yeah, but that comes out really strong and stringent. First fill is where it's had bourbon or something in it, and then they put whiskey in it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's not a bourbon cask. Because a bourbon cask would have more richness. Because like in America they do make, to simplify it, Scottish style whiskies.
Yeah. Well, there's also...
So that
like, it
with
could have
more
been a-
lightness and freshness to them, none of that heavy charring and deep classic.
It could have been a young white rye as well. Typically, you don't age white ryes, but if,
But I'm not
if it's only
really-
in there for a small amount. Oh, no,
For me,
every-
I'm not really getting any rye characteristics from it.
No. No, none of those typical American bourbon casks
Yeah.
are coming through.
You're not really getting anything from the cast. to be
I mean,
honest.
the colour on that says to me, like, and especially considering 13 years in a barrel, it's obviously a very, very light charring in the barrel if they've charred it at all.
Yeah.
So they're saying tropical fruits. Yeah, we got that. Toffee. I'm not really getting
Yeah,
a little
toffee,
bit, little
honey,
bit honey.
sweetness.
Yeah.
Like candy caramelized.
Marshmallow. That light, fluffy, yeah. Wrapped up in the classical honey and citrus flavours, typical of AnCnoc's single malt whiskey. Well,
Yeah.
It's good. I like it, but it could do more.
yeah.
If it wasn't for the fingerprints all over the glass, I would say that's hazing, but I can't be certain.
It might not be instant. Oh yeah, it is.
Still prickly on the edge on the nose.
There's a little bit of ethanol burn. Oh, I should not have shoved my nose straight in there.
Yeah, no, that's
Prickly?
Oof, very prickly.
Could have this been a possible rush job to get it to?
Well, it's 13 years.
Well, to get it to cask.
Are you thinking maybe they didn't pay much attention to it over
Well,
13
not-
years to see how it was
No,
developing?
no, no. I mean, like the actual distillation might have been a bit hurried. I don't know.
Well, you'd hope.
I'm trying to explain how this fits fits in with everything else that they've made of amazing whiskies. How can they fuck up like this? I'd like to point out I still do like it.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's softened a little with the water,
If this had more
and they're
flavour.
getting a little bit more oak, pepper.
Oh, there is a tiny bit of like oak that's been like a sawmill kind of
Sawdust,
smell? Yeah.
rather than oak,
Yeah.
rather than actual wood.
Yeah, it's that like fresh cut, not fresh cut, but like sawdust
Like
that's
when
been
you
sitting for
when
a
you
while.
walk into a carpentry
Yeah.
workshop, you can let's face it, it's in the air. You get it, which is a very different smell from basically picking up a piece of wood and smelling it.
Don't like the mouthfeel with the water. And the flavour on the palate is a bit meh. But that finish after you swallow it, that oak and that sawdust coming through, that's real chewy and interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really hangs on. That is a really nice finish with the water.
I'm disappointed.
I wasn't going to say disappointed, but
I think it's just meh.
I'm not super enthusiastic over this one.
Yeah,
Well-
it's just meh.
Given how highly I rate everything else, that's the only thing that's giving. It was my own expectations which led to disappointment.
Yeah.
But how could you do this to me?
And that's what a lot of people were saying on
I
the reviews.
loved you.
AnCnoc is good. This one's a bit meh.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, 13-year-old. The only other one I can really compare to is the Craig Alki.
Yeah.
I'd rather that over this.
Yeah.
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 And in all honesty, it's been a couple of years since I've had that Craig Alki.
How much is Craig? I can't even remember how much the Craig is.
I think it was about 130, 140-ish.
Well, this is 120.
Yeah, because they do have, that is their price point. Like, it
Yeah.
seems
I'd-
that the majority of their stuff that
I'd
comes out.
spend the extra and get the Craig
Well, I
Alki,
think I
having
would
tried
too.
them both.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd buy a bottle to have with my collection.
Because
but-
it looks amazing,
Yeah.
and it's always nice to have
But
that.
it's not something that I'd bring out and be like, hey guys, you have to check this out.
Yeah.
It'd
Yeah.
be, we've drunk a few things, let's have a little nip of this.
Well,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like you when this came up on the Whisky Club for the month. I was like, oh wow, cool, AnCnoc 2007. I think a lot of people thought that.
Yeah.
And then the reviews started coming out, and I'm like, oh really? And
Yeah, this can be your mooch bottle.
Mm.
So if you've got a whiskey mooch, yeah.
But saying that, this
You
is
might as well just give it to me now.
hell no, I still want it. But I think this is a good one for people that maybe they like gins and they love that botanical
A
kind of
starter
thing.
whiskey.
Yeah, a good starter whiskey because
When you
that
got a bit of
It,
flavour.
it does have
fruit,
that
floral.
light freshness and
Yep. So you
and
could
everything.
introduce a gin drinker to this one.
But there's better starter whiskies. For
Yeah.
cheaper.
True.
Like, in my opinion, a really good starter whiskey to get someone into really liking something which is non-offensive but has amazing, ridiculous flavour.
Can I take? Can I-
Glen
can I-
Grant. Borealis or whatever it is.
Oh, they are Borealis, yeah.
I reckon that is an amazing starter.
I was going to take a stab at you heading towards the Toki with that.
Oh, Toki? Yeah,
But
but it's
Glen-
the same price.
Toki's $70,
Yeah.
light, citrus, fresh, just and super smooth and dangerously easy to drink. Like
Yeah.
you just, you know, you pour yourself a dram, you drink it, you pour yourself another one, and in no time at all, you're half a bottle in.
I feel like that's what they were going for here with all the tropical fruits and everything. They just they didn't nail down the boldness. It needed to be more bold with the fruit. fruit
Yeah.
up front and is just because that's what makes the Toki so good. The floral fruitiness. That's what makes the Arabola so good.
I think it needs to be finished in a sherry or port cask.
Yeah,
Just
something
to,
else.
Just to make
More
it
complexity.
full. Yeah.
Or even a heavier char on the barrel to give it a bit more character, maybe.
Well,
Yeah, get those vanillins coming through.
we could do that. We have a port barrel here. We could pop this in.
Ah, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's a small port barrel, but it'll fit a bottle.
Okay.
Okay, so
Maybe we'll have to do some experiment.
the end result is
Blend it with something.
nothing offensive, but
bit
slightly
meh.
disappointing.
Maybe a good base to build on for an infinity bottle.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes.
think. That's what I think.
That's what I was just thinking.
So as it is, out of 10, what are you going to give it?
I don't know. I'm thinking an 8.
An 8?
I'm again AnCnoc. Love their stuff, but I'm sorry, this is 7.5.
Yeah.
7?
Look, if that was $100 or under,
It'd be higher. Yeah. This is the exact
I'd
same
go
problem
an
we had
8,
with the
maybe an
Peacock.
8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
But
price.
because it's what did you say, 130,
120.
120. For me, that knocks it down because I mean, in that same price point, how much more amazing stuff can you get? So 7.5 for me. I'm sorry.
It's that
I'm not-
$100 to $150 market is ridiculous. Like,
I mean, to be
the
honest-
amount of stuff that gets pushed out with that it needs to be. You need to really outperform that
Look,
market.
I mean, obviously, there's always like a $5-10 leeway sort of thing, but
Yeah.
basically, for me, if it's over $100, it's got to impress.
Yeah.
And as it is pleasant, it's not offensive, but I kind of, being an AnCnoc, I kind of want more.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
that's it.
I expected more. Maybe that's it.
And
I expected more.
I hope it's not falling into a pattern because this is the same conversation at the end we had with the Pete Hut, with it being a bit too expensive and. It's
So like
good,
the normal
it should
age
be
state,
better.
normal age statement stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just not nailing it lately.
But by the
this
same
one, no.
token, I mean, I suppose everyone's entitled to fuck up now and then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and as long as they're
Oh, it's definitely a carton.
generally consistent.
They definitely owe us a carton.
Why?
Yeah. Just
They
normal,
fucked up. It's,
just give us a carton of normal 12 and we'll
They
pass
fucked
this
up.
by.
Well,
yeah,
that's a
it is.
carton.
Yeah.
We'll settle for a mixed case of many expressions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to slip in the 18.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is a limited edition, special release, blah blah blah, and all that jazz. And it's very, to me, it's meh. So I would give it low 8 as well. It's very disappointing. I mean,
is.
I love the 12. The Pete Hart is great, except for that price. And this is very meh.
Yep. That is, I agree with everything there.
Yeah,
It could have been so much better.
yeah. And from everything I've read, other people saying the same thing. There wasn't too many people that actually liked it. I mean, I love that nose of that orchard flower thing, but it
Yeah.
just doesn't follow through.
Yeah. I didn't really get much off the nose. I just got ethanol.
The prickly.
But that could be my current state.
It should be.
I have a slight detection for alcohol a bit better than usual today.
So I think when we're sitting around the fire, we might have to, now that it's down to the shoulder, let this open up a bit and,
Yeah.
and see if it improves. But as it is,
Yeah, it's nothing special.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
not worth it.
So,
So there we go.
Yeah.
A little lacking and unimpressive, and unfortunate as such.
yeah.
I trusted you.
Yeah, I really like what you've been doing, AnCnoc, and you've let us down. So step up your game. Until next time, have a good one.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm too hungover for this shit.